What's new in life, Luke? Anything?
Got some cool air in Spartanburg today. That's pretty new, and we'll take that any day we can get it.
Not bad.
Hey Luke, what's your initial thoughts on Dante Jackson? Pretty quick guy.
He can
talks
run.
A lot.
Yeah, he can run. He's fast. He's quick. He's got makeup speed. I think everybody saw that ball in DJ yesterday. But he's got good energy, and that's something you look for in a young guy to come in, or any guy for that matter. But he's done a good job. Rashawn's done a good job. Those guys are learning quick, and it's good to see.
Remind you at all of Josh, his personality?
A little bit, yeah. They're different kinds of players. They have different styles, but they both like playing. They both like having fun, and hopefully he can be like Josh in playing well.
Carolina is known across the league for linebackers who can keep up with just about any receiver, pass-catching running back. But now it seems in the secondary, a lot of speed infused into that room. What's your overall assessment of what they did in the offseason?
Dante obviously can run. Colin's faster than people give him credit for, and actually he's really fast. And it's good to get young guys in there. I think Rashawn will be a good player, but Mike's back, James is back. Kevon can run, so Dante came in, and he's a guy that brings that. He's got elite speed, and I don't think anybody would really argue that. When you got a guy like that, especially in our division with guys that can really get out and run, it's beneficial.
What are your initial impressions of Andre Smith and Jermaine Carter?
They're smart, and that's something you look for in a young guy. All three of those guys, Chris too. Those guys are smart. They understand football. And I think, schematics and football intelligence-wise, this might be the best group we've had so far.
Really?
Yeah, they're smart. They do a good job.
What the smarts obviously set them apart, but what struck you about their football IQ?
They just know what they're doing. They don't have to tell them a whole lot. They pick stuff up quickly. They got good feel, and they just understand the game. And you can get a guy, a young guy that comes in and he's athletic and he can hit and he can run, but if they don't know what they're doing, they're kind of a step behind. But these young guys have come in and from the start, and I think that's a tribute to Coach Russ. He came in and got those guys schooled up, so those two guys, those two groups of guys have done a good job.
It's kind of fun to watch Steve Russ coach. He's yelling and kind of moving around.
He's got good energy,
and he has all these really neat kind of motivating catchphrases. It seems like violence, man, violence, and all that. What's he like?
Oh, he's an Air Force guy, so he's got that in his background, but He's a guy that loves the game. He played the game at a high level. He's coached and been a defensive coordinator for a long time, and his energy and attention to detail is great, and that's something that's good to have in our room.
Look, 3 coordinators in 3 years now. Does it change at all, or is it pretty much the same scheme, and will things mostly stay the same?
I think things stay the same for the most part. Everybody's kind of got their own spin on what they like doing. McDermott was different than Wilkes, was different than Coach Wash, so I'm still trying to figure out exactly what everyone's style is going to be this year, but he's a guy that's been ready for this position for a long time. He takes it very seriously. He's smart. He's a good motivator, and he's been with us for, I think it's 8 years, and everybody knows who he is, what he's capable of, and everybody's got a ton of respect for him. So it's a good combination.
Luke, Coach Rivera said he thought that Shaq Thompson was going to be a little underappreciated with his role here. Do you kind of see it that way, and maybe also address his versatility? And
I don't think anybody on our team underappreciates him, because he can do everything. He can play in the slot, he can play inside, he can play outside. He's played all 4 spots, and to get a guy that's able to do that, can play in the slot, play Sam, Mike, and Will, and he doesn't miss a beat at either one. That's a valuable piece to a defense that everybody in the NFL sure wishes they had. And he's a special player, and I think he's going to have an opportunity early this year to kind of show everybody what he's got, and he does a good job for us. He's kind of in that TD mold. He can get out there and cover people and play in the box and do a great job.
You mentioned TD, but how concerning is it he's not going to be there for the first 4 weeks? You feel like you guys are going to be all right, or
you mean? It's Thomas Davis, and everybody knows what Thomas brings on the field, but I think what the best thing Thomas does is as a leader, off the field and during practices and before games and during games. Obviously, his play is awesome, and we're going to miss that part. We're going to miss him in the locker room and before games and at practice in the meeting rooms. He's Thomas Davis, and you can't replicate a guy like that, but luckily for us, we got a guy like Shaq and David Mayer that can step in and do a good job too.
Luke, every year we ask you during camp, what do you want to improve on? So what is it this year that you're hoping?
Oh man, pass rush. I need to improve on that leaps and bounds, and Coach Russ has a planned attack for that, and we work on it every day, and I hope some of that will translate into a game.
Why are you so convinced that you need to improve on?
Because Thomas beats me in that every year, so I got to try to get him back.
Luke, ask you another teammate, not a fast one, but Dante Poe.
He's fast for how big he is. He ran under 5 at the combine, so that's pretty big for a big man.
Well, how about what's he going to do for you?
He's gonna penetrate. Him and KK are active disruptors, and that's what you want with those two guys in a 4-3, guys that can get upfield, can crease stuff, give problems to offensive linemen. And Dante he's big, he takes up a lot of space, but he's very nimble. He's quick, he can get upfield. His agility is really good for a big guy, and that's why he's been so successful, because he's able to combine that rare size with the ability to move, and he's smart. He's been around the game for a long time. He's played in different systems, and when you get a guy like that understands wide variety of football, and it's a benefit.
How much does a guy like that do for you, though?
Those guys are great. Since I've been here, I've been very lucky. My second year we had Star and KK Young, and then we had Kyle and Dwan Edwards, and then for the last probably 4 or 5 years, it's been KK, Star, Dante, Kyle, Vernon, inside. And when you got guys like that, you can ask Thomas, you can ask Shaq, Dave, Ben, all those guys. When you got guys up front that are good, and not just good but really good, it makes a backer's job a ton easier.
Luke, what were your early impressions of David Tepper?
He seems excited to be here. He's easy to talk to. I haven't had a really chance to sit down and talk to him really like one-on-one and kind of pick his brain, but he came and talked to the team, he answered questions, and I think everybody's kind of interested to see what he does next.
Does he seem pretty approachable?
Yeah, we've all talked to him. He's in the lunchroom. He talked to us in the weight room one time, so he seems like an approachable guy. I think he's excited, as I'm sure anyone would be, to have the opportunity to have a franchise, but guys are excited, interested to kind of see what he does next.